Hey guys, it's Retro. I'm doing the Ice Strike Chaos Inoculation build. Kind of just been following Raxx's build as a guide and kind of adding to it, just building it from there. I have cleared the breach boss on all levels. It was fairly easy. And so what I want to do with this video is going to try and do a small build guide to showcase what I have and some things I have swapped out on the build. And also just to let you know my overall experience as well as some future upgrades I might try and grab. And also, I do have a little intro going of me smacking the Citadel boss. This is just super easy, didn't have to worry about a single mechanic. So first thing we're going to do is take a look at our passive skill tree. We take the Chaos Inoculation node. This is going to make our life 1, and we will not have to worry about getting Chaos Res on our gear or any increase to life. And essentially, we're just going to fully rely on Energy Shield and Evasion for defense, and we're just going to fully cap our Elemental Res. So basically, Energy Shield currently in the game is just too strong, and we just need to have a huge amount of Energy Shield to really just take advantage of Grim Feast. And if you're not aware of it, it's a buff spirit gem that will allow you to kill monsters and gain Energy Shield up to double of your maximum Energy Shield. So I believe there's going to be an expected nerf coming for Grim Feast, but it should still be very powerful. Usually their goal is to not kill builds unless it's breaking the game with frames or server issues. But moving on to a very important node to grab on the tree, it is the Subterfuge Mask. This will grant 2 evasion per 1 energy shield on a helmet. So I have 400 energy shield. That's going to give me 800 evasion, which is pretty godly. The passive skill Patient Barrier, it's extremely helpful on increasing our energy shield, and I would just highly recommend to spec up to that part of the tree. It's going to give you around 60% increase in maximum energy shield. It's crazy good. Also, another good passive to take is Melding. This will help us get past that 3k energy shield mark, which is where you want minimum, I believe. And I also take some extra intelligence to just have some decent level buff skill gems equipped. You can just equip a lower level gem to save the node. We take a lot of crit hit chance and crit hit damage nodes, a bunch of attack speed, but you guys can just copy the tree and just follow it. I will put a link in the description so it's easier to look at it. And then for our ascendancies, we do not take the Protect Me from Harm since armor is just not good in the game currently. Meditate is awesome for bossing if you get hit hard, but usually any map boss, you're just going to freeze them and they're just going to be a joke. So just use Meditate for just pinnacles, or if maybe you have burning ground in your maps, because I think it can be very helpful because it just drains your energy shield easily. Jewels are basically straightforward. You want at least 1 jewel with rage on hit, and then another jewel should have some crit hit chance and crit damage. It's very important to get an emerald with increased damage and a ton of attack speed and AoE. If you're having problems with mana, maybe get like mana on kill. But it's really just a great way to just get more attack speed without sacrificing that much to get it on the tree. Next, going to look at the gear. What you really want to try to do is cap your res with body armor, boots, and maybe just get a few extra res on your rings. This is going to let you get the most out of your gloves, amulet, and everything else that you can slam on your rings. Crit hit chance on your helmet is a must-have, as most armor just doesn't allow you to get it. Trying to maintain a 400 energy shield on your helmet and some item rarity should just be good. Looking at my weapon, it's really good. I hit a corruption and got a 3rd socket. The mana cost is really high due to the +3 skill levels. But really what you want is the crit, the attack speed, and the ele damage, if you can have it on the quarterstaff. And then looking at my amulet, I actually have some leech on it because of the corruption. I would just get a mana leech on the ring to sustain mana and have at least, you want to have at least like 1,000 mana roughly. The body armor is really good. The life and chaos is useless. Might try and find a different one later on, so don't get those if you're doing the chaos inoculation. The gloves are the Hand of Wisdom. It's a huge DPS upgrade, especially once you start stacking attributes. And it would just get even crazier if we had an Astroments on. And I'm also using the Ingenuity belt. I paid 10 div for a 62% increase on the rings. This really helps with item rarity, and it helps hit some resistances and a big increase to our damage. Next up is our boots. You want to at least just try to get a 30% movement speed and just fill some of the res that you don't have, and then just get some good rarity. And you're basically all set. Going over my skill gems, looking at Ghost Dance, we take fast forward. The next buff gem is the Wind Dancer. There are 3 support gems that follow it: the Culling Strike, Blind, and Unbreakable. Unbreakable is really useful for like when you're doing Simulacrum and they just have a bunch of like stun on you. Looking at Grim Feast. Grim Feast is our next one, and it's really just the most important one for our energy shield. I put precision on it for it. And then looking at our Tempest spell, for our supports we use Font of Rage, Cold Exposure, Rage Forge, Super Critical, and Close Combat. Next is our main damage dealer. It's the Ice Strike. We take Concentrated Effect, Ice Bite, Martial Tempo, Rage, Heft. Charge Staff is next. We take Overcharge, Conduction, Primal Armament, Coursing Current. Next we have just a few more Spirit Gems, Combat Frenzy, and there's 2 support gems that follow, Profusion and Clarity. Next up is Herald of Ice. We want to take Lightning Exposure and Lightning Infusion and Magnified Effect and Innervate. And the last support gem, or the last buff skill gem, is the Herald of Thunder, and we take Glaciation, Ambush, Cold Infusion, and Long Shot. So that's really just about it for for this little build guide. Like I said, I've been following quite a bit on the max roll guide and just changing it up a little bit. I'm trying to fit some of the best uniques on it as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.